I must say thank you all for taking the time to be here, in whatever capacity you're here in, and I'm sure we're going to be enjoying this launch this afternoon. So on behalf of our producers and our project management team, I'm going to welcome you to the launch of Jamaica's Best School Band, Season 7. School Band competition that features schools from across Jamaica, and they are taken through 4 rounds of performances for judges, for family and friends, for their peers, for teachers, and for the general public. Now, the JBSB, as we will call it for short, is the brainchild of recording artist and songwriter Rayven Amani, who's here with us today.
Thanks so much for being here. Brave, we're the brave ones, is it? That's right. Yeah. All right, so I'm here to give you the preview of Season 7, and of course, that's all things being equal, and we will stay tuned to the bulletins and the news and everything and make decisions as we go forward. We have 13 schools who have signed up. We'll be eliminating 3 from the first round. And we move forward to the quarterfinal round at the Edna Manley College of the Visual and Performing Arts. Then we will select 5 to go to the grand final. The grand final. And before I move to the grand final, let me just say I still remember the original song from winner from last season. Anybody else remember the original song winner from last season? Me lyrics are the baddest. Alright, cool man. Yeah man. Still remember it, I'm Papi, I still remember your tune there now. So what's up, band? So what's up? So, of course, we will continue to do this, and we want to thank you so much again for being here.
You know, Jamaica has a very rich legacy of bands from back in the day, way back with Eric Dean's big band, you know, Sonny Bradshaw, all of that. Coming up to the Scatterlights, and later on we had bands like Inner Circle, Third World, and there was another band, what's the band name like? Light Parks, and oh, there's a Light Parks in the house, like to recognize him.
I'm very proud of the fact that graduating from St. Catherine High School, music was all around you. That you learn how to play, and there are many life lessons that I've learned from band. And yes, there are people who I learned to play with who came from a classical background. Some of us learned to play in church. Some of us learned to play when we came to school. And it was a melting pot at St. Catherine High School. But we learned many things because our band director, now Dr. O'Neill Mundell, he was my econ teacher at the time, Captain Dr. O'Neill Mundell at the JDF now. And Dr. Mundell would take us to places and say, this is what you're playing. And we would have to learn to perform under pressure. And I tell people that there are many things that I can do today simply because when under pressure, I don't flinch. I'm not blessed with a great deal of talent, generally speaking. I think my greatest talent is not flinching when the on-air light says go. Not flinching when that red light is pointing in your face. That, I think, is my great and abiding skill, not getting overly nervous when the lights are on and the stage, and the curtain is open on the stage. I give thanks for what I have learned. I have learned, yes, to keep time and to keep tempo when all around me is soloing, when all around me is unpredictable. Keep time. I've learned teamwork and coordination from being in bands over the years. I've learned that mistakes are tolerable. I like to think that jazz music is a lot of improvisation and a lot of making mistakes and making mistakes sound good. And so, but don't make the same mistakes too often. As I said, appreciate your contribution and also pay attention to rehearsal, because you will get nervous. You will get, and if not nervous, you will get anxious. I remember going on tour, and it was the biggest stage I had ever seen, and I was used to the Philip Sherlock Center for the Creative Arts. That was home. That has been home since 1999. And then suddenly, we were in Birmingham, and suddenly we were in New York and Florida and London, and we were on massive stages, and suddenly I'm thinking, I'm not comfortable. I'm out of my comfort zone. But I give thanks for what band has given me. Because in those moments of being on a massive stage and delivering, and you get the applause, and you feel that reciprocity between yourself and the audience, and you know that they appreciate the music that you are delivering, trust me, you are giving them an experience. Because there is a reason why Bob said when the music hits you, you feel no pain. Let me remind you that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel. And there are many times when I look back at great music that was played. And it was music that won a award, maybe. It was music that maybe never won anything. Great memories that I've had were of jam sessions where we were just having a great time. Great musical memories I have had of it was just sound checks on tour, and we ended up going off into just a wonderful musical experience, and it was never recorded, but we remember it because of how it made us feel. So I encourage you to practice, to rehearse, to get it right, because when you are anxious and nervous and in those strange places, you will default to what you rehearsed. You are what you rehearse. And so deliver excellence in rehearsal every single time. It's just like playing for the greatest football clubs in the world. It's just like playing in the greatest tennis stadiums in the world. Practice, 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 because you are the difference. Play music and see the world. Those are my few words.
Yeah. On behalf of Jamaica Best School Band and all the participating schools, I want to say a big thanks to you for your words of wisdom as you share your experience and encourage us to be better musicians. Your expertise and recommendations are well received, and we will do our best to ask of them. Thank you.
I just want to say congratulations to all of the student bands that are here and that have been a part of this competition. I want to use as a segue what Mr. Brooks said at the end of his comments. Play music and see the world. And that is one of the things that the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports has been focusing on these last 5 to 6 years, I would say. We did a number of band exchanges, or we facilitated a number of band exchanges over the last few years. The first one was with Nomads going to Hamamatsu in Japan. And this was part of the Creative Cities program that the ministry has been involved in. The Nomads bands, by the way, internationally are, let me step back a little. At the 2019 World Music Expo, Jamaica had a booth. And one of the interesting things that all of the festival organizers in Europe said to us at that booth is, Jamaica does not have many bands anymore. Why is that? And what are you as a Ministry of Culture doing to ensure that we have bands? When we came back from that, we received a proposal to actually fund this particular project. And connecting, there are things, confluence, it's called confluence. It's all of those things that come together at the right time to make things happen. And that was, for us, a confluence of very different things. So it is the push, the external services exports push, that said to us, reach out and ensure that what we're doing here in Jamaica is developing and creating talent, band talent, students playing instruments. This is not something that is new, but it's something that we have to be grounded in and to go back to. What all of these promoters said to us was, you're creating a lot of singers with backup. Even you notice how many bands they form and then they break up. Everybody wants to be a star. But a band requires a cohesion, an understanding that you need to be harmonious with those in that space. And so I commend this particular program. I want to thank you all so very much for giving us those kinds of experiences. Thanks.
We were introduced to Rayven and Amani by the extraordinary highlights we have been hearing about the work she has been doing with the competition, and we decided that this is something that we should really be a part of. Now, what we have done since 2019 is accompany Rayven to all the schools for their school tours. Now, we want to encourage other sponsors to share in this aspect, because you as sponsors will learn so much from these students who are part of the competition. Now, we have traveled across Jamaica. We have been interacting with the students. We have been learning from them. We have been entertained by them. We have seen the growth over 2 seasons that we have been a part of it. And we just want to encourage them more to continue. It's a very excellent program, and we feel that with the work that we are doing as JCAP, where we encourage persons who are creatives, persons who have written for themselves, persons who are instrumentation, you know, persons who play the instruments. We want to encourage them to continue in the field that they're at, not to just be the performer. I mean, gone are the days when you have the performers only who are benefiting as the entertainers. We want the band members to realize that there is something there for them also.
Caring for us. I'm so sorry you won't be getting this this year because you're not a part of it. But one of these schools, surely will be happy to have it. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Or JBSB 2019 winners on stage to play for us. You know who that is. It's the Alpha Institute. Come on. Give them a round of applause.
You know, this is just a token, and I hope you enjoy it. It's full of fruits to keep away from, you know, Corona. But, you know, enjoy.
Thank you so very much. Hi, my name is Sherando Ferril Cupid, and I was the host for the launch of the Jamaica Best School Band. And it was a very exhilarating experience. I will admit that I hadn't been following the process a lot before, but having been asked to come in and host the launch was a very humbling experience. And I mean, the Alpha Institute who played, you can see that those guys were really into it and enjoying themselves. And when I look at the pre-competition video, it is obvious that this year are going to sell right off because these guys are absolutely, truly 100% into what they're doing. They're into entertainment and they're into their musical instruments and their music in general. So happy to be a part of this process.
Whatever you want me to do, oh, babe, I'll be it, baby. Oh, yeah, when you're down, I'll be around to guide you, baby. Yeah, oh, when you're free, just call on me, I'll be there, baby. Like dancing, you like moving now. Stand up, you like dancing, yes. Stand up, you like moving now. La 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 la, la 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 la.
It has been pure love, only joy, and to see these young men blossom, you have no idea. You have no idea. I've had them, most of them, for the past 3 to 4 years, and to see them shine like this, I have to say there's a lot of blessing coming our way, especially the opportunity that we got through the Jamaica Best School Band to rise on 2 occasions to be number 1. These boys have so grown in confidence because of this sort of exposure. Rayven, I said it to you as we traveled to Montego Bay, as we got the opportunity to open Reggae Songfest 2019. Yes, I said it to Rayven. Rayven, whatever it is you're doing, keep it up.
Whatever you want me to do, oh babe, I mean it.